The router table, the only special thing, what to be aware of is I have the same dovetail bit in there. Not the same exact one I routed with, the same item number, right? The same model. I know people that get away with saying, as long as it's the same angle, you're fine, right? So if that was a 14-degree white side and this is a 14-degree bits, whatever, some other company, then you'd probably be okay. I like the assurance of same brand. Just those little variations always exist. So same bit, same dovetail angle, that's what's important. This is a maple fence that I made, and when you're routing really small parts, it's nice to use this because these router tables have all these, these zones that are stepped up, and it's just not perfectly flat. And when I'm routing something nice and short, and I have, these inserts here locking down, that has slight variation. I want to eliminate any jumps or moving that I can. So I can glide right on this piece of maple here, and it's just milled up with a bandsaw cut, shellacked and waxed, so it's nice and smooth. And sometimes I'll need to re-wax it, and you're good. Also, I made sure it was short enough that I could still get to my, get to raising and lowering the bit. Before I cut, I'm not just going to guess. Can't just guess on this. Got to do test stock. I have test stock that is the same thickness that I milled at the same time as my legs, and I have a bunch of little squares ready to go to test my dovetail. And then I also have a piece of test stock that's a little shorter, a little more, or not quite as wide. And I'm going to use this thinner piece first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how high, the height of my blade with this thinner piece of stock first. This could be any thickness, any species, don't matter. I don't need to waste all my test stock on finding the height. The goal of the height is that you have really tight shoulders here, and I'm bottoming out on my dovetail, or there's maybe a slight gap on the underside of maybe the bottom of my dovetail isn't quite riding that bottom wall. That's okay. I'm really looking for tight shoulders. So you can wedge it if you want. If you really work, no one's picking up your table and looking unless you show them the sliding dovetails, which you will, I guarantee it. So, could you grab my square there? Square there. Thank you. And I know that I set it with a pencil line to about a heavy 1/2 inch, 7/16. Let's see where I'm actually at. Yep, just above 7/16. And I can go to my dovetail bit here. I'm pretty darn close, but what I would have to do is I could raise it, lower it and raise it here, put a pencil line there. This is going to get, this is a zero clearance right now. It's going to open up pretty soon. That's okay. It'll still work. It doesn't need to be perfect to only your dovetail bit. And so let me turn this on.
So you secure that fence, start the bit below the surface, and then
raise it up. You got it. And I can start cutting.
I think you're on the floor.
Am I not? Jesus.
Got one job.
So, look here, see where I'm at. This way. I like it. Let's see.
You might want to clamp the end?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll do one, but it shouldn't move aggressively, ideally. I'm also going to see how much the bit's exposed, because we're only exposing half the bit, right? I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to bring this in a little bit, actually. Let's get one side, and what I'll do is I'll hold it against here, ride it all the way through, flip it over, ride it again. One side. So I have a dovetail that I can tell is way too small. But I'm looking at the distance between the bottom of this and the shoulder. That's what I'm playing with first. So I can slide it in here, and it's swimming around, but that don't matter. I want to make sure that my shoulders look tight from this angle, right? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see any gaps there, right? And I also want to see, okay, how much of a space do I have when my shoulders are still tight? I'd say a little too much. I want to raise that blade, raise that cutter just a little bit, okay? So, make sure I know that that is one I've already done. And this. Turn it on. Ooh, yeah. So now, I'm still tight, and I just have just a hair line of an opening there. That I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather have that with tight shoulders. The whole goal is to have tight shoulders there. So on the edge, looks really clean, okay? Okay, so height is established. I'm done with my thin stock. Now I can use the stock that's the same thickness as my leg. And now I'm playing with pivoting how much I want that bit to be exposed. Now, this dovetail, I can sort of start with this and see like that's way undersized. See that? But this is a little thicker. I think it'll still be too small. I think I need to bring the fence in a little bit. I'd rather have it be a little too big and sneak up on it than the other way around. Now, could you clamp that down for me, Russ? Let's see how it goes. too wide, I just gotta bring the blade, the bit out a little more. See what that does. Okay, so that is going in pretty darn good. We can see that nice tight shoulder going all the way up. All the work I've done to keep things nice and square and clean. And look how already that flap is disappearing. I mean, you just really can't see what's going on with that. So that's great. Now, how tight this is important in that it shouldn't really be that tight. You have a lot of glue surface you're gonna put on here, and if it's like really hard to get down now, it's gonna be impossible to glue up. And you have this really fragile thing you're trying to push down that isn't just a block of wood, it's like this funky leg, and some of you guys are going, you know, even funkier. And so you need this to slide smooth. And in fact, this is cusping on too tight. So I'm gonna pass this around. I want you guys to feel, see what that feels like. Sort of pull it in and out, just so we get a good idea of it. And you'll know when it's too loose because it's